All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the second session. It's been a very long week for me. I hope all of you guys had rather good weeks. If not, I hope you guys will have a good day after you listen to me lecture. I'll start sharing my screen. This is the last slide. Let me go back. All right. So this is the second session. And if you haven't met me before, my name is Andrea Yang. All right, let's first talk about this wall. If you want an easy way to remember Hadrian's Wall, just think of it as the Great Wall of the UK. It's not that big, but it's still pretty big, and it was quite a large span, except it started to fall apart after the Romans left Britain. We'll get to that later. So, what was Hadrian's Wall? So, Hadrian's Wall, also called Valum Aelium, was also known as the Roman Wall because it was built by the Romans, or the Picts Wall. Picts is a fancy word for the Scots. It's also called Valum Hadriani, and it's a former defensive fort of the Roman province of Britannia. It started in AD 122. It was built in the reign of the Emperor Hadrian. It had a stone base and a stone wall. So you've probably, if you've learned about this before, they probably taught you that it marked the boundary between England and Scotland. In fact, the Hadrian's Wall all of it is within England, so it's not in the Anglo-Scottish border. This was planned probably before the emperor's visit to Britain in 122. According to the fragments that were found in the writings, which are found in Jarrow, which is about like 118 or 119, Hadrian told everyone he wished, "Let's keep the empire intact. I was chosen to rule because I'm holy." So the construction started in 122 and it was completed in around 6 years. All right. Let's talk about how the Romans changed Britain as a whole. So in AD 410, the Roman Emperor Honorius, he was one of the last emperors of Rome. Rome was falling apart by that time this guy went on Rome. He sent a goodbye letter to the British people. He's like, "Oh, please defend your lives and be brave soldiers. You are on your own now. I can't help you because Rome was under attack and the empire was." So the Romans had to leave and take care of what happened back home. After they left, the country was chaotic. Native tribes and foreign invaders, they fought each other for power. Many of the Roman towns in Britain fell apart as people went back to living in the countryside. Even after the Romans were gone, though, the Romans left their mark all over the country. They gave us towns, plants, animals, a new religion, reading, counting. Even the word Britain came from the Romans. All right, there were small scale Anglo Saxon migrations. They came to Britain and settled seasonally. They would go on to establish the famed Seven Kingdoms that you will learn. Yes, the Seven Kingdoms. The fancy term is heptarchy. Hepta is seven. So, usually, conventionally speaking, it lasted from the end of the Roman rule until most of the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms came under the lordship of a guy called Egbert. That was 829. This was about 400 years. This is usually referred to as the early Middle Ages. Occasionally, it's also called the Dark Ages. You've probably heard of it before. Let's talk about Christianity in Great Britain. So the first evidence of Christianity in what is now England started from the late 2nd century AD. There might have been Christians in Britain before then, though, but we're not sure about that. Roman Britain was quite accepting of a lot of religions. Merchants from all over the place lived there, and soldiers from a lot of countries served there. We don't know who first introduced Christianity to Britain, but it's important anyways. At the time, the people who lived there, like the natives, they were Celts. They worshipped a lot of gods. They were polytheistic. The Romans were also polytheistic, so they were like, all right, I don't see a problem with you worshiping your old gods. Do whatever you want. However, the Romans were not very tolerant of Christianity. They used to prosecute, torture the Christians. St. Alban, he was executed in 304 AD. But much later, there was an abbey built, dedicated to him. So, I guess he didn't die in vain. In 313, Constantine, the emperor, he was like, all right, guys, you're allowed to worship freely. I don't see a problem. So torturing Christians ended, and during the 4th century, Christianity became very widespread in England. So that would be all for today, actually. Thank you for watching.